Thank you, listeners. In insurance, claim is about a formal request. A formal request that you have sustained a loss.
Okay.
You know, if before a claim could occur, you must have insured your farm and farm properties with the corporation.
Okay.
So the claim is a formal request that you have sustained the loss, of which we have agreed that if anything like that occurs, we will compensate you. So it's just a formal request by the claimant that he has sustained a loss. That's just a simple definition of a claim in insurance.
Okay, it's basically like you've already insured your farm or agricultural venture with NAIC. So in case that something happens, you just go to formally document or report that this is what has happened.
A formal report that you have sustained a loss.
Okay, that you've sustained a loss.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So now tell me, what are the key steps involved in filing an agricultural insurance claim with NAIC?
Yeah, you see, the first and foremost is prompt reporting of this claim.
Okay.
It's very important due to the nature of agricultural risk.
Okay.
You need to report the claim immediately. For crop, it's within 72 hours of the occurrence. That's basically within 3 days. But if it is for livestock, we expect you to report within 24 hours, so as to enable us see the carcass of the dead animals before burial. So key important thing here is early reporting of claim. And then you have various means of reporting these claims to the corporation. We have branches in all the 36 states of the federation. And you can equally report to us via our email, via the internet.
Okay.
Our internet is there. Just click into NAIC, www.naic.gov.ng. Then you can report the claim. You can report via email, and you can write a formal letter to our nearest office or to the MD that you have sustained a loss.
Okay.
So these are the basic things you should do to alert us, to let us know that actually a loss has occurred in your farm.
Okay, Dr. Peter, I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Yes, that is about reporting. Now, after reporting, we also take steps to visit the site of the loss, so as to make our own internal verifications and assessment. Now, depending on the nature or quantum of the loss, we may also involve third party like loss adjusters to go and also help us to verify. The importance of this is to give the client a fair judgment, a fair assessment of the risk. The reports that will be generated from those field visits will guide us into how to adjust the loss and to make appropriate compensation to the clients. So that is also another step.
Okay.
Again, there are some documentation that are required for claim assessment, depending on the nature of the risk, whether it is crop or livestock.
Okay.
Once we are visited, first of the document that will be required is we give the client a claim form where he will officially state the location of his farm, nature of loss, extent of damage, whether there is salvage or not. Then this will be corroborated with the report of our field visit. When this is done, of course, we will take photographs too, whether of the dead animals, if it is animals, or whether of the damaged crop farm, whether as a result of flood, drought, whatever. Again, like he mentioned, the significance of this early reporting cannot be overemphasized. We go to a farm where there is a loss we want to see, while the evidence the evidence are still very fresh. If, for example, is a poultry farm and then the loss occurs maybe as a result of mortality, birds have died, we want to see the dead birds. If for any reason we could not meet up within the stipulated 24 hours, we expect the client or the farmer to preserve these carcasses. There are several ways that the farmer can preserve the carcass, either by tying them in polythene bag and burying them, or maybe if they can be refrigerated. So once we go, it will help us to determine the actual number of losses that have occurred on the farm, and this will form part of our reporting too.
Okay, thank you so much for giving us insights as to how people can go, farmers in particular, can go about this process. Now, how does NAIC assess and verify claims to ensure fairness and accuracy?
All right, thank you very much. Just like my colleague have just said, when a claim is reported, we also say that it must be prompt.
Okay.
We will first acknowledge the claim by acknowledging the report, maybe do a letter. Then we now request for the documents that are necessary to substantiate the claim.
Okay.
Then that will be followed by a visit. We call it post-loss inspection or survey. And then we will need some other documents that are very necessary to substantiate that claim. Let me briefly state them before entering the process proper. We will need completed claim for crops. We need completed claim form. We need a photograph of that farm. We that have a coordinate showing the exact location of the farm.
Okay.
That is for crop. Then for livestock, we will need the same claim form. We will also need photographs of the dead birds or animal showing the same coordinates of the location of the farm.
Okay.
And we will need a farm record. A farm record is always kept by the farmer to show the mortalities, the daily mortalities as they occur.
Okay.
Then we will only need a post-mortem report from a qualified veterinary doctor confirming what killed these animals, birds or any other livestock. Well, it's not all the deaths are actually covered. Now, having received all this, we will now proceed to the location of the farm for the post-loss visit, where we will now verify, compare these pictures we have seen. Is it the same location we are now? We can now compare what the man said. He said lost 20, are we seeing 20? It's just post-loss survey, and then we will now come back with our recommendation. Okay. Thereafter, the claim will now be adjusted in-house. Having checked other internal documents that the policy is still in existence, that the payment has been paid, and that the loss is actually covered. Then we will now do the in-house adjustment, and then we'll make an offer to the claimant. Okay. That's just the thing.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So now, what are some of the common challenges that farmers face when it comes to making claims, and how does NAIC work to address some of those challenges?
Okay, you see, we receive a lot of complaints from farmers. Some genuine, some farmers trying to be smart, yes. So we also have put some measures on ground to see how we can be fair and just to most of our farmers. Okay. Now, there are some issues that will make a farmer not to benefit from any loss or claim. For example, a farmer that has no insurance, he cannot walk into our office when there is maybe flood in the community and say he is claiming. Because there was no contract between us ab initio. Now, our insurances are for a specific period. Say, from the day premium is paid for crop, for example, from the day premium is paid to physiological maturity period of the crop. Some crops mature at 3 months, some 6 months, some 1 year. A farmer that has not paid premium when the loss occurred, he does not have insurance. That is one. Number two, a farmer that has paid premium, but the loss occurs after the period have elapsed, he cannot enjoy any compensation. Then there are, like he mentioned earlier, there are not all diseases, for example, are covered by the insurance. Like in poultry, you have bird flu. Bird flu is not covered by the basic cover. It is only when you pay an extra premium. Now, when a farmer did not pay for that extra premium and he paid only for the standard cover, and a loss occurs on his farm as a result of bird flu, insurance will not pay because that particular peril is not covered by the insurance. So these are some of the things. But a farmer that is not properly educated will not understand what are his rights and what are his responsibilities. Responsibilities are things the farmer is supposed to do, like normal husbandry management, good agronomic practices, giving the poultry birds food where they're supposed to be given feed or water, appropriate medication, vaccination. If a farmer fails to do this and there is negligence on his part, he may be surcharged for contributory negligence. Meaning what he is expected to get, he may not get up to that.
Really?
Because he has contributed in the loss. So these are some of the things that we look at, because this insurance money or this premium is only kept in our custody. So we have to be meticulous and diligent in managing the fund, such that only genuine claims are paid. Because there are also claims that are not genuine. We are, like I said, trying to be smart, trying to coin some things. Some farmers might have finished harvesting their farms and then set the chaff on fire and then call insurance. So there are so many things that we see because of our experience in the business. We have seen some of these things. So these are some of the challenges that we face, that also some farmers see it as challenge on their part, where, for example, a farmer suffers a loss and he comes to us. When we go to do the inspection, like he said, maybe he reported 60 birds died. We go, we cannot see any. We are dealing with life. If they have died, where they have been buried, we would have seen. Maybe the farm record would have shown that on so date he lost so number. But all these things are not there. No photograph to show. So we also use this avenue to also encourage our farmers to keep proper record. Not only for us, it will help them, because it will guide the farmer to know per stage or per each production cycle what he is spending in or putting into the business, and whether he's making profit or not.
It's a whole lot. So it's not just Adam, you wanted to answer something to that.
It's very important, because in agricultural insurance, there's what we call moral hazard. Moral hazard is the attitude of the claimant, of the farmer now, that it could influence claims. In poultry, we have seen cases where some poultry workers will be stealing the chicken. At the end of the day, they will record that it's dead. So
that they can get something from
So these are some of the challenges we face. We call it moral hazard in insurance, because insincerity on the part of the claimant.
Wow, insincerity seems to be like the major challenge that it has always had to face in terms of dealing with some farmers when it comes to making claims as regards their loss. So can you walk us through NAIC's dispute resolution process for claims? For instance, maybe there's a misunderstanding and one farmer comes ranting, trying to, what will NAIC do in that instance to resolve the matter and ensure that something appropriate is done?
All right. By the nature of claims, it's always prone to a dispute because of the high expectation of the farmer.
Yes.
You see, what actually caused this expectation in the first instance is that what the farmer expects is not what is actually the way it is. I will give an example. A farmer that insured a bird at value of, let's say, 5,000 naira per bird at the beginning, and this bird died at week 1. This bird is supposed to stay for at least 10 weeks if it is broilers. And the bird died at week 1. The bird have just consumed maybe 1/10 of the supposed feeding input. But when we are now adjusting this claim, of course the bird died at week 1, and we have to consider that they have taken only 1/10 of the food. So we adjust it towards that input intake of the bird, which is, if you check it, it could be around 1,000. By the time we make the offer, the farmer will be arguing that, but I shot for 5,000. So it is for us now to convince the farmer. So now back to your question, when such dispute arise, because the disputes normally arise when we communicate offer. That communication of offer, we do it through our discharge voucher. When we communicate this offer, we expect the claimant to accept it, and then will pay and conclude the transaction. But whereby he return it and reject it, dispute have arisen. And dispute now is on the quantity. You know, dispute could be that claim is repudiated.
Okay.
But the dispute now is on the amount to be paid, not that the claim was repudiated, because that one too is a dispute when we repudiate a claim for one reason or the other.
Okay.
But let me talk of dispute on
Okay, like when you say, sorry, let me just, like liquidate.
Repudiation.
Oh, repudiate. Okay.
Repudiate is that
Okay, yes.
we are disowning this, we are not paying this claim for one reason
or the other. Okay.
Maybe as time goes on, I can give reason, but let me talk of the
All right, please go ahead.
Of the dispute on the quantum, that's settlement now.
Okay.
So what we'll do first is, when such farmer reject our DV, it means dispute is there already.
Okay.
What we first of all do is to write to the farmer explaining the basis of that offer, of basis of arriving at that offer.
Okay.
We write and explain, communicate the basis. Sometimes farmer will say, okay, just like what I have just said now. Farmer will say, okay, this is really what happened, and then he will accept the offer, and it ends there. Sometimes the farmer will still insist, I'm not satisfied with this your explanation.
Okay.
In that case, what we now do is what we call mediation. We now okay, can we see face to face to discuss these things?
Okay.
We can arrange. It's either he come to our office or we go to him, whichever is convenient to either party. Where we now sit, we now call this one mediation. We now one-on-one. We start explaining. This is the basis. You insure this birds for 5,000. The birds have eaten only 1/10, and it just died. So you don't expect us to pay 5,000 because
it's indemnity insurance.
Okay. So after this explanation now one-on-one, I think the farmer could say, okay, that is it. I think I can understand now. But the farmer can still insist that I don't believe you. I don't accept that. In that case, we will now go into what is called arbitration. Because as it is stated in the policy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that if there's a dispute in a particular, there should be an arbitration.
Okay. And
arbitration is a situation where both parties appoint some people to sit on that dispute.
Okay.
Maybe our office Naik will bring in somebody. The farmer too will bring in somebody, then two of them will agree on a venue and a chairman, and then they will adjudicate on it. That is arbitration. At the end of the day, their decision is binding on the farmer and the Naik.
Okay.
But it's not final. The farmer can still say he's not accepting this dispute.
Okay.
The arbitration. Then he can now go to court. That's the final. But we don't pray for that.
Wow.
We don't want to take our customers to court or us to take us to court.
So, like when you talk about repudiating a claim, yes, what does it mean?
Okay, repudiating a claim means we are rejecting, declining liability. We are rejecting that claim for one reason or the other.
What type of reasons?
I'll give you one. The cause of loss is not the subject matter of insurance, not the cost of loss. Let me give you an instance. In my colleague have just said it that in poultry, bird flu is not covered unless additional premium is paid.
Yes.
And we incorporate that by endorsement. If the additional premium is not paid, strictly speaking, it's not covered, and we will repudiate. Now, this one is on the cover type. It's an excluded peril. Then, on the subject matter now, in poultry insurance, fire covers the building, but does not cover the bed itself.
Yes.
So, if a fire burn and kill the birds, and you do not additional premium for that fire on that bed, it means it is not covered, because what we normally cover basically is loss due to accident or disease. You know, maybe the fish farm collapsed, or the bird pen collapsed and killed the birds. Okay. That one's covered. But if fire burn the birds and kill the birds, it's not covered unless you purchase additional fire policy attaching to that poultry policy. Okay. So in that case, it will be repudiated. Another reason could be that the period the loss occurred have elapsed. That is, the insurance have elapsed when the loss occurred. Your insurance starts from January to December. Okay. The loss occurred in January the next year, and you have not renewed. You can see that there's a lapse. The policy have lapsed. Just like someone who is driving a car, and your vehicle papers lapse on the 31st, you don't say to catch you on the 1st. And then you have committed an offense. So likely in the same vein, in insurance, the policy could be a particular, like in crops now, it's normally 3 to 6 months. And the loss occurred after you have harvested.
Okay.
You are now bringing a claim. Who will tell you that the policy have lapsed? And again, you have harvested.
Okay.
So these are just reasons why these claims should be repudiated. We'll just give you reasons why it's repudiated. So that one too is another source of dispute. But that one is on liability.
Okay.
The other one I mentioned is on quantity.
Okay. Okay.
So these are just, there are other ones, but these are just
the very common and
common
basic ones. Okay. I think it's good that you are shedding light on this so that farmers know what to do and how to do it and when to do it the right way, because sometimes ignorance is not an excuse at all. So the fact that you don't know doesn't mean that you are going to go the other way. But is there like any way that apart from just using the media, when these farmers come for insurance to get their ventures insured, is there any kind of word consultation for them to know that this is it, this is what they need to do and everything? But you'll be answering that question when we return from this break. Sorry, let's just take this break. Thank you.
Get the desired clients for your business and service and get your phones buzzing. From the 1st of September to the 31st of December, you can advertise and reach a large audience with the Eagles FM Ember Months package. Advertise on any of our platforms and get a whopping 30% discount. That's right, 30% discount. For more information, please call 080-5919-8658. 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278. 081-5791-7278. The Eagles FM 102.3 FM Ember Package is a sure way to getting a wider clientele for your business and service.
Attention, all farmers, agropreneurs, and future agricultural champions. Are you ready to take your farming to the next level? Join the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation as we bring insight, tips, and expert advice on the Agropreneur. Tune in to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Wednesday by 11 a.m. and discover how you can safeguard your farm and maximize your field. This is brought to you by the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, dependable partners in time of loss.
You ready for this?
Keep this frequency clear.
We're live. I woke up with a Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.
Welcome back. Stay tuned and listening to AGROPRENEUR on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And we've been talking claims, yes, how farmers can go about, making a claim that maybe what they have insured. I mean, talking about maybe the agricultural venture has gone south and they need support from the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. That is after you've insured your agricultural venture. It's not when you've not done it and then you just go that, you want to file and process a claim. It doesn't work like that. Well, we've been talking with some experts, representatives of the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation. By my left, I have here Mr. Francis Ogweri. He is the manager of claims, and by my right, I have Dr. Emmanuel Peter, the manager on the right end. Thank you so much once again for coming on the show. Now, I was asking you that, is there a form of consultation that goes on for these farmers when they come to, key into this agricultural insurance?
Okay. Farmers that access our insurance through direct means, that is those walk-in clients that on their own, maybe they heard from friends or during our forums they hear about insurance and they got interested.
Okay.
So they visit our office to get registered. We give them proposal form, like account opening form and KYC, where they feel, we also help them to fill some aspects that gives on an avenue to interact with them so that we get to advise them on the appropriate insurances. It will interest you to know that some farmers will come to ask for particular insurance, but by interacting with them, you get to see that there are other insurance needs that they want, or the most appropriate. So we advise them on the most appropriate insurance to do. And again, after that, we always visit the farm to go and see whether there is a farm. Then there we also advise them on risk management practices that they're supposed to do. That is what they are supposed to do to keep themselves in business. We have a calendar of farm operations where we get to give them also to guide in their production processes. So, and again, after the inspection, if we are satisfied with the inspection, we ask the farmer to pay premium. It is after the inspection, pre-insurance inspection, that the farmer will be asked to pay the premium. So once the premium has been paid, we are in business. We issue the farmer with certificate of provisional insurance cover, and thereafter, within a month, the insurance policy will follow, which is the evidence of the contract of the insurance between us and the client. There in the policy, all the terms and conditions of the cover are also spelled in print form. So there the farmer knows his rights, he knows his responsibility, all the things he's supposed to do, when he's supposed to report the claim, what he's supposed to do where there is claim. Because a farmer that has insurance is not expected to fold his arms when there is a loss on the farm. He's expected to try to salvage the loss or to reduce or to minimize the extent of the damage. For example, if there is flow, he's supposed to create channels where the water can be easily drained so that at least he can salvage something. And again, having insurance does not mean that he will not do.
He will just relax.
He will just relax, stop farming, stop weeding, fertilizer application, all these things. So all these things we advise the farmers to do, and it will also help us because the farmer continues to be in business. He has no business coming to claim, but if he even come to claim, we know that it is a genuine loss that have happened.
Another way of letting the farmers know of our services is at the point of disbursement of these loans. Some of these microfinance banks and major banks always invite representatives to be there at the point of disbursement of the agric loans. It is at that point we're able to educate them on the things they need to know, how to go about their farming. We also give them risk management advices on the agronomical practices, how to go about so that they have a good farming year and a good yield. Because if the farmer at the end did not bring claim, it's to advantage of the farmer and to us too in Naik. I believe if a farmer could plant well without having a loss, the farmer will be the better off for it than waiting for the farm to have a loss and then making a claim. So it's a 50-50
thing. It's a partnership. Yes.
And again, on our own, sometimes we do organize farmers, cooperative societies, and other groups, and we educate them on insurance and good agronomic practices.
All right. Thank you so much. Our time is already fast spent. On a wrapping note, I don't know if you have final words that you want to talk about the whole claims management process.
What we can say here is that in Naik, our slogan is that we plug farmer back to prosperity. We don't delay in paying settlement of farmers' claim. Just come to Naik and you'll be sure you have rest of mind. Our own is will give you are buying peace of mind. When you are buying insurance, you are buying peace of mind. And in Naik, we give it to you. Just important is timely reporting of claim, like I have keep on mentioning. Just inform the corporation immediately within 24 hours for livestock, 72 hours for crop that there's a loss, and quickly we'll take action. We have branches all over the federation, and we can reach our office through many means which I have earlier mentioned. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dr. Emmanuel Peter.
No comment.
No comment?
Yes. Summarize everything.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure discussing with you on how farmers would make profit out of their venture, because it's a whole lot that goes into farming, and it's only fair that the right thing is done. And it's good to know that Nike is saying that it's not just the burden. The burden is not just on them, but it's like a 50-50 thing. You also have to help yourself as a farmer to be helped. So I'm hoping that today has been a very insightful conversation for you to know how you can go about it when you encounter loss, in the eventuality that you encounter loss, how you can go about your claims, and of course how to register it before NAEC and how they can verify it to ensure that there is fairness and accuracy. I am Cassandra Yunumbe. Thank you for listening to us, and thank you to our guest for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. All right, dear listener, thank you for staying with us up until this moment. It's always a pleasure to have you on the other side of the radio. You are the real MVP, and we do not take you for granted. Thank you very much, and keep listening to the Media Extra Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja.
About a show with an extra little spice? Crack your ribs and banter till you tire.
I can tell you got big energy.
The Midday Extra is a mix of fun, entertainment, and sick jokes to keep you jiggy all day.
They'll do fine makeup, they'll even wear Fanta.
The Midday Extra every weekday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM. Peace.
You ready for this?
Keep the frequency clear.
We're live. I woke up with the Eagles FM 102.3 Abuja.